I'm Jim Infantino, and I'm the author of the Wakeful Wanderer's Guide series. Book 2 is due out June 9th, and I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the authors that inspired me to get me started writing the first book in the series, the Wakeful Wanderer's Guide to New England and Beyond. I would say that the major influence for me came from the author Bruce Sterling, who's credited as one of the fathers of cyberpunk. I know that that's the case. I don't really think of his writing that way. The book that was the strongest influence is called Distraction. And I believe it came out in, was it 99 or earlier? And was so prescient, talking about a post-global warming America and the changes politically and economically. And he follows this great set of characters around. There's stuff going on in New Orleans. There's stuff going on in the Netherlands. That's all affected by the climate and the technology. So I found that just amazing, and I love the way he writes characters. His characters are genuinely confused in the world. They're not super people. They're not uber anything. They're really just trying to figure out what's going on. They're using their various levels of knowledge and expertise to determine their course. His other book that I just continue to think about is called Holy Fire. And Holy Fire follows a woman in a kind of geriatric world in which people are living to be almost 200 years old. And one of the great things that I love Bruce Sterling has this great way of capturing cultural change in very pithy ways. So in a world where artists and writers, right? Artists and writers and musicians, they're all doing their art at 140 years old. Anybody under 50 years old is just considered a teenager with absolutely no talent. And they're sort of bumming around. The world has been made extremely safe and very socialist. There's no problem in terms of starving to death, but the major problem is boredom and listlessness with the younger generations. And it follows a woman who is looking at an experimental treatment to extend her life and lose some of the cumulative effects of living so long, even with such amazing medicine. And I highly recommend both of these books, Distraction and Holy Fire. I've already talked too much, but I do want to leave you with one other thing. Before I began writing the Wakeful Wanderer's Guide, I sat down and reread all of the Dune books by Frank Herbert because I was looking for the ways in which an author can fully capture a very complex political and cultural system in which to build a world. And I felt like there's really no one who has come close to the way Frank Herbert did that with the Dune series. So I sat down and went through them all from start to finish, and it really informed my writing. It really helped me to build that out. Next, I'm going to do a video about the more specific things that I had to learn and overcome, and what I did learn, and maybe I can share as a songwriter becoming a writer and what that transition was like in more detail. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching.